Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Guna. I'm as a working as a technical business leader. Uh, I like brainstorming new ideas and also how actually we can make business decision with the help of data. So that will be the main topic of this conversation. I'll be actually utilizing few of the existing data, and I'll give some example how actually we can solve some problem. And another thing is that I'll also share my approach. What are the well-known methodology that actually we can apply to use those data to come to a business decision. Let me share my screen. Probably give me some time. If I can share the screen. Okay, share screen is there, entire screen. So let me share my screen. Okay, now why actually we need to know, understand, this why actually we need to know this the data part, or understanding the data to make different locations. And you used to collect different sales data, for example. And you were seeing some problem in your sales, and you can see that sales is not growing at expected. So as a business leader, how do you actually make some kind of decision? How do you improve your sale? Okay, so intuitively we may not able to make those kind of decision, but with the help of data, let's see how actually we can solve that problem. So before going into this slide, so I wanted to showcase what kind of data we have. Let's share. So I this is the Excel sheet. Okay, so this is some kind of dummy data, but I think for this presentation, I think we can actually make use of this. For example, these are stores, and let's keep this. But apart from that, these are the main data available for us. So we have the source sales. These are the numbers in lakhs. This is location, probably location. Also, we are actually segregating the location based on two types. Okay, zero and one. Zero actually you can consider probably in some residential area. One you can consider some metro cities, something like that. So there are only two locations for now. Type also you can consider probably it is a grocery shop, or probably it is a supermarket. So those kind of shop. And here it is actually to get sales, definitely you do some kind of promotional activity. So here the promotion is discount, and here the promotions are offer. So these are the data available. Now how actually you can come up with some business decision to improve your sale? These are just raw data, right? So how do you actually come to some decision, right? So that is the main purpose of this presentation, and I'll be walking through the approach. And with this example, I'm going to show you how actually I will be coming to a conclusion based upon some well-known structured process. And that's what I'm going to share. So let's come to this presentation. So here, as I told, so we are going to improve the sales for a brand. So let's consider my brand name is Mikey, my peak, sorry. Now uh, now suppose we are going to solve some business problems now as a business of my peak. So they are actually encountering some kind of problem, like they have a decreased sale growth. And so they need to actually do something about to mitigate that thing, right? And there might be some other problem you can see, like there are some other competitors who are coming. So probably due to that reason also, the my peak brand is actually losing the market. So these are the business problem we are going to address for this presentation. Now, what can be our business goal? What actually we want to achieve if we actually resolve this goal? One thing is definitely that we can increase the sales, and also apart from that, secondarily we can also uh, you know uh, make use of this data, and with the help of this data, how actually we can make some better marketing decision. Now, before actually jumping directly into the solution or the problem, it is good to have visualize the whole stuff, right? Please give me a moment. Now, these are the probable causes. Might be you might be losing due to the rise in competition, so you are actually losing your battle. Probably they are offering much better products or services, so probably due to that actually your market share is coming down. Apart from that, your positioning might be wrong, so customer is thinking your brand is not a very ideal brand from them, and they probably prefer some competitors brand. So in that way, probably you need to probably positioning can be one of your problem, due to which you are actually seeing some decreased sales. You can also probably your promotional activities are not efficient, so it can also lead to lesser sales. And also since it is a store, physical store, probably the kind of stuff or the goods or your product who you want to actually sell, probably those stores are not there in your target customer demographic. So that can be, so these are the probable cause. So now we need to figure it out which problem that we are going to solve, right? Now we need to, before now, this is a structured process. So how actually you are going to pinpoint that this is the problem that we are going to solve. So these are the few steps. Okay, first actually you need to identify the problem, then actually with the help of some structured metrics, you need to figure out the important problems, and then based on your business goal, you need to see which problem you are going to take, and then actually you are going to prioritize based on again some metrics. Now come to here that how do you actually identify the key problems, like in this case. So we have different problems, like a rise in competitors, our brand positioning, probably ineffective sales and promotion, and wrong distribution. Might be different problems, probable problems from our side that we are assuming. Now, considering these problems, so how actually you can you can actually prioritize, okay, this problem. You cannot actually solve all the problem, right? So one of the structured way of using impact versus effort. Okay, so probably we can discuss in a different session, but for the time being, you can consider this is one of the metrics with the help of where actually we can filter out this problem to actually come up to solve only specific problem, right? Now you also get few of the problems, then you can actually filter further based on your specific goal. In our specific thing, like we are actually want to improve sales, right? So out of those problems, which are the problems might be more relevant in this decrease of sales, probably you can prioritize those problem for the scope. Then you can see which sort of selected problems, you can see that there might be higher impact to your business goal and with a lesser impact. Now once you have actually seen all these approach, at the end you can actually prioritize very few which are very relevant to your goal. So now I have talked about the approach. Now another approach is, now I am actually coming slowly to the data part, data analytics part. So now you have actually identified the problem. Now with the help of data analytics, how actually we can further fine tune, or we can make a quite data driven decision we can take. So this is the approach that I am talking about. You can see it's a four step process. So initially we'll be going to descriptive analysis. There we used to have used some kind of the visualization and all. We have different tool, probably I'm also going to share with you. Then you will come to the diagnostic analysis. So here some specific tool for specific purposes, like neighborhood based clustering we are using, linear regression we are using. I'll be actually going deeper, so just I'm giving the highlight. Then actually you go to the predictive analysis. So we have different models with a linear regression, and at the end you are actually going to say that yes, the model is actually giving some higher accuracy, so you can actually select that model. So this is the whole approach with respect to the analytic part. Now Of course, whenever actually you do some kind of experiment, so before doing the experiment, you definitely have some kind of assumption, and you create some hypothesis, right? And if the hypothesis goes well, then you make certain decision, and if the hypothesis goes wrong, then actually you will also make different decision. So that is the approach we are taking. So in this particular scenario, since few of the data is available, like sales data, and also what some more data related to the customer, ideal brand rating, that data is also available. So I can also show you. So yeah, so brand rating, so this is the brand rating. So 1 3 4, since the brand, we are actually signifying as a digital, as a numeric, but we are also going to be deriving. So these are a few hypotheses. I'm just quickly scheming, like hypothesis. We are giving the hypothesis based on the new product development and also the distribution for our scope. Now let's see, what kind of hypothesis. Suppose if we want to improve our product development, so our hypothesis is that, if our brand positioning, if we can improve, as a preferred brand of the customer, then uh, you know then probably, we can be, a preferred brand for the customers. Okay, that is one of the things. Another thing is the distribution. So if we can increase our brand distribution based on locals, as I told, so we have two types of geographical locales, like commercial area and also residential area. Then probably if we can figure out, then probably it can also help us to get more sales. So these are the things actually we are going to assume, and also we are going to experiment. Now this is the actual in-depth analysis part. So this tool is actually JASP, and with the help of JASP and considering those available data, we are actually going to analyze that what are these fields out of location, promotions, or the discount and a type of sale, how actually going to create some kind of clusters. So just to give a background about a cluster, so cluster is nothing but, suppose you have a group of stuff, but how do you group them in a similar way? Okay, the items with the similar identity, we will actually group them. So that is nothing but cluster. So this tool actually is going to help us with this, clustering. So we are using k means clustering for that. Now you can see in this thing, so it is showing, the cluster is 5, and there are a few other parameters like AIC, BIC, and those technical terms are there. And for this presentation, for simplicity, we are considering BIC value, and more, and the lesser the BIC values, you can consider for better accuracy. And one more thing, you can see the elbow method plot. So where, once I mean, if you can just see that, after that red dot, so the curve actually started increasing. So if we go beyond that, so there is not much significance increase. So that is the thing. So here actually you can see, so it is coming between 4 and 6. So the optimized number can be 5. So we are also, so now what actually we are going to share in the next slide, that out of this cluster mean, so we are going to create some kind of chart in the Excel sheet, and we are going to see some amazing stuff, that how different kind of cluster and what kind of attributes combinations are there. Now after realizing this, after analyzing this chart, okay, what actually we came to know that cluster 1, which is nothing but this one, has a good sale without even discounts and promotion. If you can see, so this is the sale graph with a bold, okay, so little thicker, and these are the different color code for sales, location, special discounts, and type. Now if you can see, this curve, it is almost going along with this orange color, and orange is nothing but a location. So the sales is actually going along with the location. So location can be one of the significant element in our case. But if you can see the other things, you cannot even consider these things. Which is it? This is a type. So type of the store is not making more sense. And also similarly, mm, discount, and also more offers and all. So these are not contributing too much of your sales. So that's what actually we can analyze from this one. Now, as I told in the previous slide, that you need to try to minimize this BIC number. So that's what we are trying to experiment. And if you see here, BIC number is lesser. I mean, 35, and in the earlier case, it was 237 in the for the same data set. Now, what actually we did additionally, whatever the extra elements were there, the features were there, we just removed. And with location only, it is giving some good, BIC value. So we are considering the model with sales along with the location. And even if you can see this elbow method, so here also it is saying that the cluster maximum cluster can be 2. So the cluster, this is not signifying the cluster, but we can create the cluster based on the locations. Okay, that's what it is signifying. So this is what about the clustering part. So we got to know that we have actually clustered based on the location. So that's what we got to know, and in that way we are getting maximum number of clusters to in this data set. Now we are going into a different direction, different set of data we are going to analyze. So let me also show you that thing. We have also brand ratings. Suppose there are different brands, so and we are actually signifying the numericals, and these are the how the customer is actually relating to his one brand with another brand. So this list actually we have converted to a different way. Suppose these are the brand 1 2 3 4 7, and this is now what I'm just giving one example. So this is one brand and this is brand 2. Now how a customer is actually comparing brand 1 and 2, so he is giving a rating 3, means this so we are giving the rating from 1 to 7, and in this case, so he is actually average. Now 1 and 1, it is the most similar, and if you see some lower value, for example 2, so that is the least similar. For example, here brand 7 and brand 3 are not quite similar. Okay, so this is the thing, and I can also show you some of the brand codes. So these are the brand codes, and apart from brand codes, so there are some brand messages that we are going to use later. But coming to our previous slide, so if you can see, so these are the similarity list, the things actually I got from this Excel sheet. And okay, and now if you see, so this is another way how actually you can see the mind, what is there in the mind from the customer perspective, what kind of brands are there in their mind, and if you can give some kind of other brand, then probably they can relate those brand with the ideal brand. Now in this case, if you can see, so this is a output of a par map with this data, and if you can see, ideally that is an ideal brand, means customer has something in mind, so that actually we are considering as an ideal. And there are different brands, competitors brand and MPK. So this is my brand. Now if you see, we are quite opposite to the ideal brand. Now the kind of business decision we can make, from the customer perceptual percepts from the customer perspective, that what we can do to make closer towards this ideal brand. Now we have few data like MDS, MOR. MDS is the closest one. Now if you can go and see, what MDS has significance. Now MDS is for freshness, and like that, so there are other brands also. Now what actually we can make some kind of business decision is that, can we try to make our product, our this pickle product, fresher to be liked by the customer. So because customer is considering ideal brand, and with the given information we have that MDS is much closer to the ideal brand, and MDS is known for freshness, so probably we can consider that our brand, we can actually make closer to freshness such that they will be liking our brand. So that this kind of decision we can make only with the help of this data. This is another example. Now I am also going through another one, like how do you know that, as I can see in the I can show you in this Excel, we have different sales data, but how do we know which out of these four elements are contributing significantly to the sales, such that we can do something about in that parameter. It can be the discount, it can be the offer, it can be the location, it can be the type. Just by looking at the raw data, you may not, or you may not even know intuitively that what actually it is, giving good weightage to our sales. So let's come to here. So this is again, application of a regression. So we call the regression linear regression. Okay, the linear regression, it works like, how the dependent variable, how the dependent variable is impacted by the independent variable. Okay, now in this case, if you can see that we actually do some kind of experiment, like, initially we put all the values. Okay, how these values are actually impacting sales. Now actually, what actually you can see, like, in this process, now if you can actually see, uh, more r square value. So r square value can be maximum 1. Now how actually you do some kind of, bringing some value as a feature, and also bringing back if the r square value you are not satisfied. And in this way, once we have done experiment, we can see that, the coefficient value, the coefficients of location is maximum. Okay, and p value is also less than, point 0.05. So we can consider this thing, and also it is signifying that which kind of location we need to prefer, which kind of type we need to prefer. Now one means actually what we are considering is like, let me show you in the excel sheet. uh, so one means we are considering like, residential area. And for here, so this is multi-product department store. So what actually we can consider, like, so we are actually primarily focusing on the residential area. So that is the output that actually given by this, tool. Okay, so now instead of putting our products in all the stores, now we can optimize that has been recommended by this tool. Okay, from the output, now we know that using these data we came to the conclusion that we need to put our product in residential area particularly to get more sales, instead of, multi-product department store. So this is the, analysis we have done, and this is a, I think you have got the point that, how from this data that, we actually came to this, business decision. Now ultimately, so these are the, as a business leader, you are actually going to recommend to your, business owners and all, or you can actually execute these points, like, you can do market segmentation based on the location. You have actually created the clusters based on location, even though you have different other data. So that is one business decision you have taken. Another one is that, you can enhance the brand positioning by creating more freshness to your product, which will be very much similar to one of the competitor brand that was very closer to the idea from a customer point of view. That is another business is. And the third one is that, instead of keeping the, other store, then actually you can choose the store type as a multi-product department store. And the fourth one is, you need to prefer primarily on the residential area to get more sales. So these are the recommendations that we can actually give from this data analysis. And how actually we can further actually fine tune, like, as I told you, analyze the current store location if you want to actually execute this recommendation. So this is the next step, although it was a bit out of the scope, but actually, to actually execute, so this is one kind of proposal you can give, like, you can actually analyze current store location and how actually you are distributing at present time. And now since you know in which store, like, residential area store and the department store you need to keep, then you need to actually identify, those potential, market areas, whatever the types I have told. Then develop a strategy for store expansion with those areas, with those targeted customer. Now once those stores are there, then in same data analytics you can actually keep those data, and with the help of those data you can actually monitor and adjust your, store network based on those, customer need. So these are the execution steps actually we can consider based upon our business, decision that has been primarily taken from those data. Thank you, and I hope you have got significance of data-driven decision making in your, to make more efficient decision in business. I think that's all, and I hope you got good points. So, thank you.